the lifeblood of trade. Imagine a world without banks. How would large-scale trade happen? How would people borrow or invest money? Medieval Europe faced these questions. Banking became the answer. In the Middle Ages, economies were primarily agricultural. People relied on local trade. However, as towns grew and trade routes expanded, the need for a more sophisticated financial system emerged. This is where early forms of banking stepped in. These institutions facilitated trade and stimulated economic growth. They were crucial to the development of medieval Europe. The Knights of Finance, more than just warriors. When we think of the Knights Templar, we often picture armoured warriors fighting in the Crusades. These brave knights, clad in their iconic white mantles adorned with a red cross, were indeed formidable on the battlefield. Their courage and skill in combat were legendary, and they played a crucial role in many significant battles during the Crusades. However, this powerful order played a surprising role in the evolution of medieval banking. They became bankers. Beyond their martial prowess, the Templars were astute financial managers. They developed a sophisticated network of financial operations that spanned across Europe and the Holy Land. This network allowed them to facilitate the transfer of money and valuables over long distances, providing a much-needed service in a time when travel was perilous.
The Templars, with their vast network across Europe and the Holy Land, were entrusted with valuable possessions and funds. Their reputation for integrity and security made them the preferred choice for safeguarding wealth. Nobles, merchants, and even monarchs relied on the Templars to protect their assets. Pilgrims and travelers deposited money with us. These deposits were not just for safekeeping. They were part of a larger system that allowed pilgrims to withdraw funds at different locations along their journey. This innovative approach reduced the risk of theft and loss, making travel safer and more feasible for many. This money was safer than carrying it on dangerous journeys. The roads were fraught with bandits and other dangers, and carrying large sums of money was a significant risk. By depositing their money with the Templars, travelers could journey with peace of mind, knowing their funds were secure.
The Templars also provided loans and engaged in financial transactions, essentially acting as early bankers. They issued letters of credit, which could be used to withdraw money at different Templar locations. This system was a precursor to modern banking practices and demonstrated the Templars' innovative approach to finance. Their involvement in finance highlights the growing need for secure and reliable financial services in the medieval world. As trade and commerce expanded, the demand for trustworthy financial intermediaries grew. The Templars' ability to meet this demand solidified their position as more than just warriors. They were pioneers in the world of finance, laying the groundwork for the banking systems we rely on today. The Medici banking and power in Florence. Fast forward to the Italian Renaissance and we meet the Medici family, a name synonymous with wealth, power and cultural patronage. This Florentine dynasty rose to prominence through their banking prowess, transforming the financial landscape of Europe.
The Medici Bank, established in the 14th century, became one of the most powerful financial institutions in Europe. It wasn't just a bank, it was a symbol of the Medici's influence and reach. We understood that money was power. Through strategic loans and investments, we gained control over political and economic spheres. Our bank financed everything from wars and royal courts to artistic endeavors and grand cathedrals. The Medici were not just bankers, they were patrons of the arts, funding masterpieces that defined the Renaissance. We even had popes as clients. Our influence extended to the highest echelons of religious power, shaping the course of history.
The Medici story shows how banking could elevate families to positions of immense influence. Cosimo de' Medici, for instance, used his wealth to become a de facto ruler of Florence, steering the city through a golden age. Their legacy is a testament to the intertwined nature of finance, politics and culture in medieval and early modern Europe. The Medici family not only shaped the economic landscape, but also left an indelible mark on the cultural and political fabric of their time, influencing everything from art and architecture to governance and religion. Bartering for business, how trade worked before banking. Before the rise of banking, trade relied heavily on barter. Imagine trying to exchange a cow for a cartload of grain. It was complicated and inefficient. Barter also made long-distance trade difficult. Transporting goods across continents was risky and expensive. The need for a more practical system was clear. Banking emerged as a solution, offering a way to simplify transactions and facilitate the flow of goods and services. One of the most significant contributions of medieval banking was the development of credit instruments. These innovations revolutionized how business was conducted.
Promissory notes, for example, became common. These written promises to pay a certain amount of money on a specific date made transactions smoother.
They reduced the need to carry large sums of money. This shift from coin-based transactions to credit-based systems was a major step toward modern banking practices. Letters of credit making trade flows smoother. International trade in the Middle Ages was fraught with risks. Merchants needed a way to ensure payment even when dealing with unknown parties across long distances.
Letters of credit provided the answer. Issued by a bank on behalf of a buyer, a letter of credit guaranteed payment to the seller upon delivery of goods. It fostered trust between trading partners. This innovative financial instrument made international trade less risky and more efficient. It fueled economic growth and connected distant markets.
The Church and banking, a complex relationship. The Catholic Church, a dominant force in medieval Europe, had a complicated relationship with money lending. This relationship was marked by a constant tension between spiritual values and economic necessities. The Church condemned usury, the practice of charging excessive interest on loans. Usury was seen as a sin, a moral failing that exploited the needy and went against Christian teachings.
However, the Church also recognized the need for some forms of lending to support economic activity. Without lending, trade and commerce would struggle, and communities would suffer. This led to the development of institutions like pawn shops run by religious orders. These institutions provided a way to lend money without falling into the sin of usury. These provided small loans to the poor while adhering to religious principles. They offered a lifeline to those in need, allowing them to survive and even thrive in difficult times. The Church's stance on money lending shaped the ethical debate surrounding finance. It forced society to consider the moral implications of lending and borrowing. It laid the groundwork for future discussions about responsible lending practices. The Church's influence extended beyond the medieval period, impacting modern financial ethics and regulations.
Medieval roots of modern finance echoes of the past. The world of medieval banking, with its innovations and challenges, might seem distant. However, its legacy is deeply embedded in our modern financial systems.
Concepts like credit, banking institutions, and international finance all have roots in the Middle Ages. The tools and practices developed then formed the bedrock for today's sophisticated global financial networks. By understanding medieval banking, we gain insights into the origins and evolution of modern finance. It's a reminder that the past often shapes the present in profound ways.
Conclusion: the enduring legacy of medieval banking. From the Knights Templar safeguarding funds to the Medici's financial empire, medieval banking played a pivotal role in shaping Western civilization. Innovations like promissory notes, letters of credit, and early forms of banking institutions laid the foundation for modern finance. As we navigate the complexities of today's global economy, it's worth remembering the enduring legacy of medieval banking. It's a testament to human ingenuity in creating systems that facilitate trade, foster economic growth, and connect the world.